Morning, guys. We have been given the greatest gift ever. As human beings, we have the power to control the most powerful force in the universe, which is thought. We can control our thoughts, but many of us haven't been trained and haven't conditioned ourselves to believe that. One of the most common things I hear often when we talk about this topic with friends, family, is that it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to control my mind. It's hard to control our thoughts. Let's try to change that conversation because our words are symbols of our thoughts. So let's change it to it's possible. Control of our thoughts is possible. Let's do that even once today. When we feel our thoughts strain towards the negative, let's try to change that one moment and control our thoughts to positive. And let's see what happens day by day as we build on that. Have a great day, everybody. Good morning, guys.
Journey to greatness begins the moment that our deep desires for comfort and ease are overpowered by our desires to connect and contribute.
Your great life, your great relationship, your great business, your great career, your great opportunities, all of them lie on the other side of you doing difficult things.
So if you're down, the most important work you need to be doing is the ones that you do feel connection, enthusiasm, meaning, fulfillment, satisfaction from.
Rise and shine, it's espresso time. Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I am not a morning person, I'm not. But when you start your day off with a routine that inspires you, like watching one of these videos, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of espresso from Brendan Burchard.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Outside of teaching people to bring the joy in my life, I teach people to honor the struggle, honor the difficulty. When we honor the struggle instead of hate the struggle, we can really achieve extraordinary things because our mindset's in the right place. As soon as you honor the struggle, you accept that, oh, of course, there should be struggle here. I should honor this process. When you go to the gym to work out, you honor that this is going to be hard and honor that process of getting better. And the more that you bring honor to it, the more your psyche builds with strength and you get a little bit of that esteem back because you see yourself engaging something versus avoiding it and running away. You see yourself connecting with something and giving it reverence. Like I have reverence for the difficulties of life. They may be better. So I don't want a friction-free life. I'm not interested in it. I like to say sometimes that, the journey to greatness begins the moment that our, deep desires for comfort and ease are overpowered by our desires to connect and contribute.
I love that, man.
Everything you want out of life is on the other side of hard. Your great life, your great relationship, your great business, your great career, your great opportunities, all of them lie on the other side of you doing difficult things. And it's not just taking on a struggle just for the sake of struggling. It's for growth. Because the opposite is an easy life. The opposite is a comfortable life. The opposite is a safe life. The opposite is a boring life. If there is no struggle, if there is no chase, if there is no opportunity, you stay stuck. You can have a very safe, very easy life, but it's a boring life because you're repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. The way to have no struggle, well, it's not possible to have zero struggle, but the way to reduce your struggle is to just do the exact same thing every day, is to be bored. And humans don't want that. You don't want that. You want growth. You want learning. You want opportunities. And so recognize that the struggle, the difficult, the hard is what's going to lead you to your great life. So I recently had an opportunity with Brendan Burchard, and he's launching his new program called Growth Day, and he's got these big dreams for what he wants to do with it. And basically revolutionize the personal development industry. He messages me, so he texts me and wants to hop on a FaceTime. And it was actually the first FaceTime I've done. I'm not a big phone user, apart from using videos, but I hop on my first FaceTime ever with Brendan Burchard, and we spend a couple hours talking about where he wants to take Growth Day and what he wants to do. And at the end, he asked me if I would partner with him on launching his YouTube channels. I laid out a strategy for him to have 3 different channels and what it would entail and how to do it. And he at the end said, okay, do you want to partner and help me build it? And at first I hesitated, because the initial thoughts that are going through my head are, oh my gosh, I don't want to let him down. I'm already doing, I don't know how many, dozen plus channels. I don't want to stretch my team too far. I don't want to promise and then under deliver. I don't want him to think that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to disappoint. My biggest fear is disappointing people. And we have these moments in life where you have a chance to step into the uncomfortable, step into the new, step into the growth, or stay stuck where you are, and your brain will keep you small. Your brain will keep you on the safe path. But then you regret those decisions. You regret not saying yes. It's not the things you say yes to that you regret. It's the things that you didn't do. It's the opportunities that you had, that you know you could have done something and you didn't because you were afraid. Those are the things that you end up regretting. So I didn't want to have that regret. And so I said, I'll help you. We'll do it. Let's do it. And we launched 3 different channels. It's been a crazy amount of work. My team has really stepped up to do an amazing job. And we're likely going to have to bring on even more people to help with our other channels as we continue to scale with the content. But the point is, I was afraid, I was nervous, I was scared. I didn't want to disappoint. And it's not that you are going to be fearless. It's that you're going to feel the fear and do it because of. So how do you do it? How do you step into it? How do you jump on those opportunities instead of playing safe and playing small like we normally do? I'm going to give you some ideas. Number 1, when you hear yourself say scary, difficult, or hard, those are my trigger words. Figure out what your trigger words are. What is your brain telling you why you can't do it? Usually there's some amount of fear based, right? You're afraid of something, or you just find it too difficult, or you think it's too hard. So scary, difficult, hard, whether I write it, whether I say it, whether I think it, whether I am feeling it, if that's the reason, then I have to go and do the thing. You have to teach yourself, especially the fear one, that fear is not a good enough reason for you to stay small. Not anymore, not for you, not if you want your life. You can't stay stuck because of fear. And we've accepted that, well, I'm just afraid, that's a good enough reason. You need to eliminate that from your vocabulary as a good enough reason. No longer. Scary, difficult, hard, the fact that you said it, you thought it, you felt it, you wrote it, that means you have to go do it. You start just doing that one thing, holy cow, your life changes. Second is the boom, boom, boom test. So this is more for feeling it. Scary, difficult, hard are it's language. It's when you can actually verbalize it. The boom, boom, boom test is more when you feel it and your thoughts aren't coming out clearly yet. So it just means your heart's racing. When your heart's going boom, 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 chances are it's not because some saber-toothed tiger is chasing you. It's because you're afraid of doing something. You're afraid of other people's opinions. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of disappointing people. You're afraid of letting people down. That's why your heart's beating like crazy. And so again, that's a physical sign that you have to go do the thing. When your heart is beating like this, unless you are in actual physical danger, it means go do the thing. It doesn't mean go be stupid. It doesn't mean go jump into a lion's cage, right? That's a good thing not to do. Most of the things that we're afraid of are really just disappointing other people and how we're going to be judged. And again, that cannot be a good enough reason for you to stay small, for you not to live your dreams, for you to just constantly live under other people's expectations. How you break free of that is to start doing those scary things. So step 1 is scary, difficult, hard. You say it, you do it. Step 2 is the boom, boom, boom test. When your heart's beating like crazy, again, use that as a trigger, as an action sign to go forward instead of retreating. The boom, 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 boom test is forward. You go into it instead of retreating. And then the third bit of advice I have is just expect to suck at the beginning. Expect it not to work out. Expect it not to have high expectations, expect you not to win off of your first video, your first book, your first public speech, your first whatever. Expect it to actually suck. And again, it doesn't mean that you suck as a human. It just means that you don't have the skills yet. And you develop the skills by practicing. How do you get better at something? You practice, you learn, you model success. You get better by doing the reps, not by sitting there daydreaming about it. And so this is something that is really core to my heart, because so many people I see, and chances are you're that person too. You've got a mission. You've got a deep desire to serve. You want to help others. You know how good it feels to help others. You know what you're doing now is small compared to what you're capable of. You've got all of this energy, all of this desire to do good, all of this creativity inside you to create something amazing. You could do that. The problem is you're just afraid. You're afraid that it's going to be too difficult. You're afraid you're going to get rejected. You're afraid it's too hard. You're afraid. You're living in fear. And that fear is the only thing that's keeping you back from building something amazing. And so we have to systematically unwind ourselves from that fear. And if you can take those 3 steps, when you say scary, difficult, hard, you take action. When your heart's booming like crazy, you take action. And then you expect it to suck instead of expecting to be great the first time out. When you can consistently do that, your life changes, your family's life changes, your community's life changes, and all the people who are exactly like you, who need hope, who need inspiration, who need guidance, who need wisdom, who can learn from your story, the people you know in your heart who you can help, now they're actually getting the help because you decided to have the courage to step up. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you just get inspired, you watch a video, you get motivated, amazing. The science says you have a 35% chance of actually doing something, actually following through. That, Believe Nation, is not enough. That is not you, not now, not anymore, not today. But when you get inspired and then you create a specific plan of action for what you're going to do, that number jumps to 91% chance of you following through. And when you commit publicly to others, like leaving a comment in this video, it jumps to 95%. So the question of the day is your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week. Put it down in the comments below, and maybe next week I'll profile you.
Listen, humans are built to
Did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on. It's scary, I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive you, I'm better on the other side. I'm all good already, so moved on. It's scary, I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Don't start caring.
legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now, your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. Your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time. Good morning, determination. How is everyone doing today? Another great day. Wherever we are, today for myself, I'm indoors. Maybe you yourself are indoors as well too. Wherever you are, let's go. Let's make this the best gym period we've ever had. It may not be exactly where we want to be. We may not be in school or at work where we really want to be, but wherever we are right now, let's do this to the best of our ability. Here we go, determination, here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot for 1 minute. Ready, and go. And as always, we're thinking about our breathing, focused on our breathing. Feeling that power of us always being able to control our breath. Even when our heart starts beating faster, whether it's through exercise, whether it's through something stressful, something maybe we might be afraid of or we don't like, we get to control our breathing. The same way we get to control our thoughts. And our thoughts affect our feelings. So if we can control our thoughts, we can control our feelings. Almost there, everyone, almost there. Keep going. Keep going, determination, keep going. And stop. All right. You can walk on the spot, or you can walk side to side as you recover your breathing. Always feeling that power of you controlling your breathing. This is the best. What we have right now, wherever you are, you've got your mind and your body in the gym of life. And you get to be your best right now on whatever stretches, exercises we're about to do together. Here we go, determination. That's why I love gym. Gym is the best. Grow your mind in the gym of life. Here we go. Let's do 10 shoulder rolls forward. Ready, everyone? Here we go. The best 10 shoulder rolls forward ever. Still controlling our breathing. Shoulders all the way up and around as high as we can towards our ears. And backwards. Again, feel the power of you controlling your body right now. In these simple movements, simple motions, you get to control your body. The way you control your mind, same way. Alright, and let's do arm circles forward, everyone. Arm circles forward, 10 big ones forward. Feeling the joy of our arms moving through space. Alright, and backwards. Excellent. Alright, everyone, let's put our hands on our hips, bend the knees, and side stretch. There we go. 5 on each side. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. Here we go. Feet flat on the floor. 5 on each side. Really thinking about what we're doing. Really trying to feel every part of our body as it's moving in space. Alright, good. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Here we go. 5 push-ups. Best 5 push-ups. Again, if you got to keep your knees on the ground, that's okay. Just do your best, always. And 5 sit-ups. Excellent. And standing up. 5 squats. Here we go. Body straight ahead, looking straight ahead. All the way down. All the way up. Alright. Let's do 3 lunges on each side. Here we go. Arms out. Still controlling our breathing. Alright, and let's do a 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Again, feeling the joy of you pushing your body a little bit outside its comfort zone. Because you know that's where the growth is. Alright, everyone, and standing up. Reach for the ceiling on your toes. Or the sky if you're outdoors. Today I happen to be indoors. If you are outdoors, reach for that sky. If you're indoors, reaching for that ceiling. We may not touch it yet, or ever, but we're going to reach, we're going to strive. Just like we do in life, no matter what. Okay, now reach for your toes. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, but keep your knees straight. Reaching for your toes. Feeling the pull in the back of your leg. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Alright, come on up. And let's balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, bend the other knee. Well done, everyone. Keep going. Keep thinking about what you're doing right now. And switch. Again, feel the pull on the front of the thigh. Bend the other leg. Find that balance. If you lose it, just try to work hard to get it back and then hold it there. Excellent. Alright, now let's hug our knee. Here we go, all the way up. And try to steady that other foot on the ground. Bend the knee if you have to and pull all the way up. Hold it for 10. Always working hard to find that balance. Where we balance our thoughts, our mind, balance our bodies, wherever we are in space. Alright, and switch. Just always think of safety too. Make sure you have enough space, clearance around you, in case you do lose your balance. Hold it there. Well done. Okay, good. And let's sit down, everybody. And reaching for our toes, straight knees again. Reaching is what matters. If you don't get to your toes, that's okay as long as you're reaching. Feeling the pull on the back of your legs. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Okay, V shape with your legs. Now reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, now reach for one side and hold it there again. Always thinking about the moment, thinking about what we're doing right now. Experiencing the joy of being able to reach for something to help our bodies get better. And switch the other side. See, you can do this almost anytime, any place. You can work on your mind and your body wherever you go in life, in everything you do, not just in exercise and the stretches. All right, here we go. And let's do feet together. Gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10 seconds. If you feel your breathing going on autopilot or becoming automatic again, take control of that. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. One leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Hold it there. 10 seconds. And switch to the other side. Knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Always remembering that you are the boss of your mind, and your mind is the boss of your body. That makes you the big boss. You get to control yourself. You get to use your determination no matter what. All right. And let's roll onto our bellies and push the floor. Looking up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feeling that nice stretch in our lower back, neck, back of our arms. All right, and legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Taking deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, activating that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. We can't see it, but we know it's there. So use your mind's eye right now to see yourself doing the best you can today when that music goes on whatever 2 exercises, stretches you've chosen to do. For me, today I'm going to be holding the push-up position for one song, the first song, and then I'm going to be holding the squat position for the second song, as long as I can. And if I happen to let go or not be able to hold it, I'm going to continue on until that song's over. What about you? You can put on your own 2 songs today, and you can do your own exercises. But think about which exercises you're going to do right now, safely within the space you have. You can do what I'm doing. You can listen to what I'm listening to, or you can choose your own. But whatever you do, determine right now, see in your mind what you will do when that music goes on. All right, determination, here I go, holding the push-up position, and let's go, whatever you're doing, whatever you've decided, let's see it, let's see your best, here we go together, let's go, determination, let's go. Looking forward to being better than we were last time, a little bit more than last time. see if I can hold it for the whole song. Let's see. Wasn't able to do it last time we did this together. Or the last time I did it on my own, but I'm gonna work at it right now. Because I love the process of trying to get better at something. Whether it's building strength in my body, building strength in my mind, working on creating nothing but positive images, thoughts, visions in my mind, working on being the best human being I can be. What about you? What is it for you? Whatever it is, just enjoy the process of learning, growing together, whatever we're doing. And sometimes we're going to feel that discomfort. Like right now, I can already feel my muscles already uncomfortable. But then I can feel my determination saying, I get to determine whether I'm going to stop or keep going, no matter what. You too, let's go, determination, let's go. Alright. Didn't get through the whole song, but I'm gonna get right back at it again. Song's not over, gotta keep going. There we go, shaking it up. Not being mad that we didn't get to where we want to be yet, but feeling happy that we get to go at it again. Here we go. Always thinking about our breathing. Always thinking about finishing strong, no matter what. Always going right to the end, finishing what we set out to do, no matter what. Got more in me. I know I got a little bit more. We gotta keep going. You too, whatever you're doing, keep going. Determination, keep going. Let's go. It's not over yet. The song's still playing. Focus on that breathing. Good air in. Bad air out. Here we go. Another round. I love it. I love the process of building our true great self through exercising our bodies and our minds together. Oh, that's the next song. All right. Time for some squats. Holding the squat position. What about you? What are you going to do next? Let's go, determination. Here we go. Ready? All right. If you're doing what I'm doing, just try to keep your feet flat on the floor, looking straight ahead, going as far down as you can, your bottom towards the ground, and holding it there. As long as you can, until that music's done. Because our music, you know the truth, our music's never done. Our energy, our determination is built to last, to get through anything. Let's go, determination, let's go. If you're sweating, that's good. Feel your body releasing some of that fluid, some of that old fluid, and water. Make sure you drink lots of water when we're done. Make sure you always fill your body with good food. All right. And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness that we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts. To have and be all you were meant to be. And that means believing 100% in who you really are. And that is the key to your mind health and your mind wealth, your happiness, your freedom, your success, your infinite peace and love towards everything and anything. It's possible. It's all because of you, your determination, united with all of our determination, creates that oneness, that consciousness, determination. And that's why I love you, determination, wherever you are. I miss you, I miss being in your presence, but here today, we united. We enjoyed this process fully. And the way we do or did this is the same way we can do anything, including being the best for all those around us, wherever we are right now. So keep going, determination. Keep working on controlling your mind. Because that's for all your health, mind health, your happiness, your freedom, all your love. It can never be taken away. I love you, everyone. Have a great week. Until the next time.
Welcome to the Billionaire Mindset, your 30-day journey to thinking like a billionaire. Now you can just watch this video, or if you want to sign up for the entire series for free and get the bonus PDF companion calendar, check the link in the description below. Today is day 25, and we're going to learn how you can find your passion like a billionaire. Enjoy.
I had students last week, 160 of them from Harvard and South Dakota State. I just tell them, try to find your passion. And, I mean, may not find it first time, but, don't sleepwalk through life. Find something that you really enjoy doing if you can do it. And, not everybody's lucky enough to be able to find that, but it ought to be your goal. To make $10 a week more doing something that you don't feel good about compared to something you'd feel good about. Make the change.
Bill said something that I thought was really interesting. He said, the thing you do obsessively between age 13 and 18, that's the thing you have the most chance of being world class at.
Yeah.
Bill said his one thing was coding. What was your one obsessive
Well,
thing?
I was pretty interested in investments. No, Bill and I, his father, many years ago, right after we met, had us a group of about 20 write down on a sheet of paper one word that they thought accounted for their success. And Bill and I, who may have only met twice, didn't know what the other one was writing down. We both wrote down the same word, which was focus. And he was focused on software, I was focused on investments. And it gave me a big advantage to start very young. There's no question about it.
Computers, when I was young, were super expensive. And my friend Paul Allen and I actually snuck into places at the University of Washington where they had computers that weren't being used at night. And so we were fascinated by what the computer could do, but very few people were getting exposure. We had to go out of our way, and we were lucky that we did it all. And so then when the idea of moving the computer onto a chip that Intel would make, and that would make the computer literally millions of times cheaper than the ones we were using, so both more powerful and available to people on a personal level, then the idea of, okay, it would be very different, the software you needed, the way the industry would work. We were super lucky to be there when that was happening.
So what did your family think? Did they say there's something wrong with this young man? He wants to just do computers?
They knew I was obsessed with computers, that I would skip athletics, that I'd go in overnight, that I'd leave the house sometimes when they prefer I wouldn't go work at night on these things. And so it was kind of considered a little strange. And the big moment was when I said, instead of going to part of my senior year, that I wanted to go work for a company writing software. So they were great about allowing that to be my hobby.
The way to make movies is to do stuff that you love, because, for 25 years I worked on the U.H.I. show, and Stedman will tell you that there were nights that I came home and I almost, it was hard to even take off my clothes because I knew I was going to be getting up 4 hours later. But I never really felt exhausted. I felt exhausted, but I never felt depleted. So do the work that comes straight from the soul of you, from your background, from stories that you've grown up with, from stories that bring you passion, from stories that you not just yearn to tell, but that if you don't tell them, they won't get told. And when you are operating, the single greatest wisdom I think I've ever received, other than when people show you who they are, is that the key to fulfillment, success, happiness, contentment in life is when you align your personality with what your soul actually came to do. I believe everybody has a soul and has, their own personal spiritual energy. So when you can use your personality to serve whatever that thing is, you can't help but be successful. So if you do films that come from the interior of your soul, you do work, you do art that comes from the interior of you, you cannot miss. It's only when you're doing stuff that you think might make money, you think it may be a hit, or you think it may bring you some level of attention or success. That isn't what does it. I would have to say that all of the great, wonderful experiences of my life that have brought me to this moment have come from working from the interior of myself. And so that's why it feels so authentic, because it actually is. So when you do that, you'll win.
What advice would you give someone who's wondering, how do I find my passion, and how do I pull on these threads, and where are they going to lead to? Help us understand how you got started and how they should think about it.
Well, I think, most people listening to this show know what their passion is, and it could be a hobby, it could be, they could love reading, they could love playing tennis, they'll have passions. And if you have a passion, it makes sense to spend a lot of your life involved in that passion. And quite often you can turn your passion into a business. You can see that maybe there's some aspect of your passion that people are not doing that well, and you can say, screw it, I could do it better. And I think if you spend your life with your eyes open, looking for things that frustrate you, looking for gaps in the market, that's all the business is. It's fulfilling that, filling in a gap and doing it better than it's been done by anybody else. People who don't have closed minds will most likely find those opportunities. Now, I suspect there will be 100 people who will have come up with that idea before you, but those 100 people, won't have had the courage just to go and do something about it. So, so it's those few people who just say, right, I'm going to give it a go, that often end up, being successful.
You don't choose your passions choose you. And I would always advise young people, actually anyone, to get in touch with what you're really passionate about. And it's a gift to have a passion. Some people are lucky they have more than one passion. They have 2 or 3, and that gives you energy. You can't force a passion on yourself. It just doesn't work. You can try, but it's unlikely to succeed.
Ever since I was 5 years old, that's when Neil Armstrong stepped onto the surface of the moon. I've been kind of passionate about space, rockets, rocket engines, space travel. I became a science fiction reader, and I've always known that I wanted to, do something having to do with space, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about it for really almost my whole life. And that's one of the things, you guys will find that you have passions, and having a passion is a gift. I think we all have passions, and you don't get to choose them, they pick you, but you have to be alert to them. You have to be looking for them. And when you find your passion, it's a fantastic gift for you because it gives you direction, it gives you purpose. You can have a job, or you can have a career, or you can have a calling. And the best thing is to have a calling. And if you find your passion, you'll have that, and all your work won't feel like work to you.
People look at Airbnb and they think we were an overnight success, and that couldn't be further from the truth. It's been a very long haul to get to where we are today. 3 years is a very long time when you're working 6 or 7 days a week, 12 plus hours every day. It actually feels like a decade to me. It doesn't feel like 3 years, it feels like 10 years. But my advice to entrepreneurs would be, you have to have an uncanny amount of persistence, like almost to the point of people call crazy. And I think you get persistence. Persistence comes from pursuing an idea that you're incredibly passionate about. So maybe we should back up, and it actually starts with being passionate about your idea. And I think if you're passionate about your idea, nothing's going to stop you.
And I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people, 99% of people disagree with me on, right? Everybody says follow your passions. I say that's bullshit, right? Follow your effort. It's amazing how we're all passionate about things. We are all passionate about something. Helping veterans, helping this organization, helping this group, that's great. But no matter what, it all nets out to where do you put your time? Because when people put in their time, you get better at things. And when you get better at something and get good at something, then you have a chance to be great at something. And you know what I've learned? Nobody ever quits anything they're great at. And once you get great at it, it's amazing how passionate you become about it. Follow your efforts, right? Because it's not in the dreaming, it's in the doing.
The passion I've always had for business and being an entrepreneur that transfers into the Mavs, I've always been passionate. Some people thought, it's more OCD than anything else, which I think is a great trait for an entrepreneur. When I mentioned the stamp business, I would stay up till 3, 4 in the morning, even though I had to get up and go to school, and read Lynn's Stamp News and Scott's Stamp Journals and have them all memorized and use that to give myself an edge. Even when I was in college, I'd be in the library reading business books and just looking for business biographies and just reading all I could about business. When I had Micro Solutions and, I started with no money, I'd pull all-nighters in front of borrowed computers, teaching myself software and how to program.
You're not like the regular
guy who owns a team who just, sits on the sideline and his family come. You be involved. You talk to the other team.
Oh, yeah.
If you try to get a motherfucker to sign with you, don't sign. You call him all kind of punk. You didn't sign with me. I'm like, Mark Cuban is on the front with this shit.
Oh, yeah. Some of them talk about it, too.
I love it.
I just didn't care. Look, I've been a basketball junkie my entire life, since I've been 5 years old. And I just get into it. We all have something, right? Where you're just like out of control, right? Just super passionate, right? And it's always been basketball for me. I mean, during a game, I'm out of control, right? Those 48 minutes.
Right.
Any other time, I'm like this.
I think as a kid, I always had a kind of scientific curiosity. I was always interested in mathematics, and I always enjoyed doing math problems. And in fact, my undergrad, I had a degree in both math and computer science. And I think eventually I was really inspired by computers because of the amazing power that they give you. I mean, today's PCs do 1 billion operations per second. I mean, it's almost inconceivable. And I think that was the most inspiring thing to me, how you could leverage that to actually produce something that was, that was useful beyond video games and things like that. Eventually, I went on to join the PhD program in computer science at Stanford. And it was purely, the interest of what can you do with all of the world's information now that it's online. That interest spawned Google, and that was together with Larry Page, who's my co-founder and partner.
I would say and continue to encourage folks in just the next generation of entrepreneurs to be able to really think deeply about the problems that you want to solve, be passionate about it, and figure out creative solutions in an interdisciplinary capacity to solving problems. Like in this case, we really had to take a blank slate approach about thinking about how you would solve something, like throw out the legacy approaches and how you do it to be able to have the best possible solution. In our case, it ended up taking, 8 years, from end to end to go through the whole development cycle of this, and we had to bring on a couple hundred highly specialized engineers to build out these different components, and of course, a significant capital investment of, $250 million that we put into through this development to be able to get to this stage and now be in this position. So, it's a journey, but you have to build it step by step. Continue to encourage people to create. There's a lot of, we were living in the age of consumerism, but I have a huge amount of respect for creators, whatever it may be. And ultimately, some things are just really interesting on their own. Some things are meant to be, businesses. In this case, we went all in on this, and excited to be out there with it.
Hey, you ever felt like lost? Not knowing where you're going, what you're doing, or why you're doing it. Maybe you're out of work right now, you don't have work, or maybe you don't like your job. Oh man, sorry about this. Whatever, you got a relationship that's ended. Could be a bunch of stuff, right? You just don't know where you're going, what you're doing. Hey, I want to tell you, number one, I'm married, kids, would appear to have it all together. Got 5 companies that I show up for every day. Sometimes I feel lost. So, there's nothing wrong with you. Don't start thinking there's something wrong with you. Sometimes we just feel lost. So what I do when I feel like this, by the way, it's only hit me like, I don't know how many times in my life I felt like this. Tens of thousands, not 10 or 12, tens of thousands of times. I've woken up middle of the day, at night, come off of a big win and felt lost. Like, hey, what am I doing here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Where am I going? What am I going there for? Why is it working? I'm good, man, I'm good. What's the point? Okay, particularly when you start having some success in life, it's easy to understand why you're feeling lost when you're having some failures. And then you're like, ugh, what is it worth? It's not worth the energy. I'm losing. I'm getting disappointed and discouraged and taken down. But when you're winning, it happens too. You have a big victory, achieve your target or exceed it, and something happens, something comes in after, like a sense of loss. What I do is this, okay? Anytime I have that go on, by the way, it's happened to me so many times, I don't think I'm an expert at it by any means. It's all right. I can't really even explain the whole thing, okay? I'd like to give you some clinical, I'm sure there's some jackhead out there that'll give me some clinical, professional advice about what's wrong with me and tell me I have some issue. But the reality is, it doesn't matter what the issue is. The reality is, what are you going to do about it? Because it's going to happen to you, okay? What are you going to do when you wake up and you feel lost? You feel less than. You feel a sense of either depression or despair and no direction. What I do is this. I show up. I show up, man. A buddy of mine told me when I was at a low, super low point in my life. He said, hey man, show up even if if your eyes are bleeding and your life is low, show up anyway. Show up. Show up. This is what I do. I show up. I put a smile on my face. That's right. I put a smile on my face. I try to be exceptional in the space that I'm in. I try to be an example, a beacon. I don't want to be the bad attitude. I want to be the good attitude. I want to be the example. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. See, I want to be the example. I want to take the time to say thank you so much. So look, if you're feeling a little lost, man, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Okay, number one, show up. Number two, be an example. Be a beacon. Be the example of positive, smile on your face, extra levels of service. And at some point, you got to trust a little bit. Okay. Number three, you got to trust that things are they're gonna turn. You have to trust that things are gonna change. They're gonna get better. If you look around this planet, man, most things somehow keep working. Somehow things keep working, okay? Most people don't get in wrecks. There's a few wrecks. The news doesn't report all the good stuff that goes on, but good stuff does happen. Somehow this planet keeps spinning. This rock that we're on, this flying through the universe, somehow doesn't hit anything big enough to throw it off course, and we keep on keeping on. So the three things that I do is I show up. First of all, I know it's coming. Okay, let me just say, I know it's going to happen. It's like a loss of creativity, a loss of direction. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't know why I'm gonna do it. It's like my tank's empty. What I do when that happens, number one, is I show up. Number two, put a big smile on my face and deliver extra service as a way to get out of this thing. And number three, I trust that it's going to change. I got to put this phone down because I'm driving now. Three, trust that it's going to change, even though I've become an expert at this. Trust that it's going to turn. All things pass in time. All things pass in time. So look, I hope this finds you well. If you like this video, please comment on it. Tell me what you liked about it, or what you didn't like about it, or what do you do? How do you guys handle the lostness? How do you handle the down? How do you handle the lack of direction? What do you do? If you think I have some clinical issue, please post it. What's wrong with me? I don't know how that helps anybody though. I don't know how the labels help. Oh, now we know you're this. And then if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, I'd really appreciate if you did that. Listen to that southern accent coming out. I really appreciate you did that. Really appreciate if you would subscribe. I drop about 2 videos a day on YouTube. So anything on sales, marketing, real estate, finance. I want to help people. Because ultimately, the thing that keeps me out of the lostness, when I come back to my senses, when the thing passes, I want to help people, man. The number one thing that gets me out of the funk is I want to help people. When I help people, everything changes for me. It's like this miracle, this gift, this secret that the gods bestowed on us. Help someone and you will feel better, okay?
I think one of the things that happens is it's such a compelling thing that we want to help people, that when we can't help people, when we find out we're limited to the number of people we can help, it takes a lot out of us. I know you want to help people. I trust that you're a good person and you want to help people. You want to help your parents. You want to help your brothers, sisters. If you've ever had somebody in your life that you loved and you couldn't help, dude, it's a killer. Kills me. Interesting. Just thinking about something right now. But it kills me when I can't help somebody I love. They either won't take my direction, can't take the help, can't make the change. I know that nothing's going to shift. Or there's a situation in their life where it just I can't do anything. Man, I hate that. I don't want to think I'm powerless. I want to think I can help anybody anytime.
How many selfish people out there? I'm gonna tell you something, the mission you're on right now